Lucy, and Lucy shared. Let me write that down right away here. It's not as convenient on my laptop. I don't see my messages as well. Now, I am not sure, but I think, well, obviously, I am sure you did get this that I posted the other day. Might have even been yesterday. That if you create a card using the mystery Stampin' Sketch to post it on my Facebook page, I'm not going to post it for you. That's just another whole thing that I need to put on my to-do list. So I am not going to do it. You have to do it. You post your picture on my Facebook page with what you created from the Mystery Stamping Hour, and I will submit your name for the draw for next week again. So I already had one submission, so thank you, Kathy P, for doing that. And let me see, I've got Lucy who shared, thank you. I'm gonna put your name in for the draw for next week, and Gail who shared, and who else is here? Because I don't see my messages quite as nicely as I do if I'm on Facebook, which is very strange. Let me see if I go this way. No, it's so weird. I'm still not on Facebook. I keep trying. Lucy shared, Gail shared. Let me pull this down. Hi, Darlene. Okay, so those are tucked away for next week, and as we carry on, I will write the people who have shared into the draw for next week. Let's get going. Hello, bonjour. My name is Denise Willerton. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I'm excited that you're here. I hope you stick around to the end because I have another little goodie to show you, as well as my draw from last week. So then we'll find out who wins the door prize for last week. So I'm gonna show you what I did with the Mystery Stamping Hour sketch, and then I'm also going to show you that other little goodie. What else did I want to say? I think that's all. Yeah, please share my video. I will, or my live. I will enter your name into a draw for next week when you share, and I'm happy that you're here. If you have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that is wonderful. You need to shop with your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be that for you. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, welcome here. I hope you leave inspired with my card creation here today. So let's bring the camera down. Okay, so camera's coming down. And let's see if we've got good position. You know what? I forgot to, I have a little mic that is attached to my phone, okay? And if it's not facing me, apparently you have a hard time hearing me. So if ever I'm doing a live and I bring the phone back up, if all of a sudden you can't hear me, please remind me to take care of my mic, okay? So here's just a little bit of info about me. Canadians can only shop with a Canadian demonstrator, okay? So that's why I wrote down, in Canada, shop with me. There's the host code if you do go onto my website to do some of your own personal shopping in your jammies. How nice would that be? There's my blog. My email address, if you need to contact me, I would be happy to help you with any questions. And I would be very happy to be your demonstrator. And even if I'm not, that's okay. Welcome here. So let's just set that aside and let's get going. I keep hesitating because I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Let me just adjust that. I have a leg showing, and that bugs me. Did anybody see my impromptu live that I did a few days ago, showing you what my studio really looks like? Are you embarrassed to say that you know me now? Question for you. Before I show you the card, do you want to see the card that I created, or do you want to watch me create the card? Yeah, Gail, I know you caught it because you commented. I am so glad that a lot of you can relate. So I'm going to wait a few minutes with this lag. Gail, that is so awesome. So, do you want to see the card, or do you want to watch me create it and then show you the card? Let me know. I'm waiting to hear. You sure did. Chris, were you embarrassed? You want to see the card. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to wait for a whole lot of people to chime in. You want to see it? Okay, here we go. I'm going to move my cursor. There we go. So here is the card that I created with the Mystery Stampin' Hour. Now, you probably remember that I have said that a lot of times when you see a sketch, it's kind of a suggestion, right? It doesn't mean you have to follow it step by step with exactly what you see. So I changed it up a bit. You know what? I have to take this off. It's going to clink all afternoon here. I changed it up a little bit in that this panel here was supposed to have been two separate pieces, and I chose not to. And you know the interesting thing? All of the dimensions for this card are on my laptop. But if I go onto my laptop, then I cannot see you. Hi, Karen. How are you doing? Welcome here. And it is okay that you're late. So this is the card that I am going to recreate following the Mystery Stampin' Hour. Let me turn some lights on here. Yeah, that's way better. Don't forget to share. I will enter your name if you share, and I will draw for next week, okay? Before we start on that, can I just show you something? And now, if you're one of my girls here in Winnipeg, you do already have this, but sometimes, thanks, Karen, I'll write your name down. Sometimes people don't have this. Let me pull that up a little bit. You might want to take a screenshot of that. This is just proportional matting if you're making your standard 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. And that's called an A2 card. Okay? Karen, I'm just going to scoot your name down here before I forget and add you for next week. So yeah, if you want to take a screenshot of that, and then all you need to do is enlarge it. Is that a word? And then you can see it clearer. So this is just, it gives you all the dimensions without having to think. So example, here's my typical A2 card, okay? So it's 4.5 by 8 1/4 scored at 4 1/4. Sorry, brain freeze there. And so my black panel, instead of going 5 1/4 by 4, I actually went up 1 more 1/8 of an inch because I wanted a skinnier border. Okay, so this black panel is 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. Okay. My gray panel is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So those are the dimensions on this. I'm going by memory, or I guess I don't need to because I have a really cool thing called a ruler. I could pull out my ruler. So that's the dimension of those two panels. This little black panel here with the design paper, the black panel is 3 1/4 square. So the design paper is just a smidge smaller, 2 7/8 square, okay? So that's what this is. This little panel here that I did is 3 1/4 inches by 1 inch. I thought that's what it was, okay? So those are your dimensions. I hope you got them all, because my brain will hurt. Okay, let me show you. Let's put this aside here a little bit, and let me show you this little goodie. Now, I bought this at the dollar store, okay? This is just, I think it's a makeup container. I bought it in the makeup department at Dollar Tree before the doors were locked tight. And I keep extra panels, like all those sizes that you just saw. I just keep extra panels all in there so that when I am in the middle of creating, I just need to look for the size that I want, and then I can grab a panel. And then back here, I have card bases that are ready to go, okay? And I need a Whisper White card base, so let's just grab that. That's just a quick little thing that I do. So sometimes if I don't feel like creating a card, but I still want to be in my studio, I'll just sit and cut and score, okay? So we're going to start with our card base. We're going to start, oh, you know what? I did not bring a black panel. I am not going to get up to go get it. I apologize. You know what? We're going to ignore the black panel on this card, which is actually going to bug me, but there's nothing I can do about it because I don't want to get up and interrupt my feed. So instead, we're going to take our embossed panel, and this is Smokey Slate, and I used Old World 3D embossing folder for that, okay? That's what I use for that. Now, whenever I have an embossed panel, I don't like to put dimensionals behind an embossed panel because I find that it adheres to my card nicer if I just use my Tombow, okay? So let's get some Tombow behind that. Sorry about that black panel. Just when you think you're totally organized and ready to go, let's put that down on our card base. Now, I on purpose chose these colors because I'm actually very low on sympathy cards, and I don't like to have to prepare a sympathy card when I need it. And I didn't cut this either. My goodness, I really was not ready. Let me grab, where is that design paper? So we're going to grab our, sorry about that, girls. We're going to grab our design paper, and this is the True Love design paper, okay? And let's grab that same design, okay? I just want to double check my sizing. So yeah, I am 3 1/4 on my black panel. So I actually want to go 3 1/8 because I want a nice skinny border. And I'm going to grab my cut blade and let's go 3 1/8 again, okay? I want to see what you've done with your mystery hour. And you know what? I don't even see my stamp set close by. Wow, I really was not ready today. Yikes. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Okay. Now I can breathe. Where did I put that panel? Now because I'm using this image from Enjoy the Moment, this set here is really easy to overlook on the in the catalog. I have seen so many stunning cards using this set. So I'm happy that I pulled that out. But I was going to say, because I'm using this set, I don't want the busyness of the flowers on my little panel. So I'm actually going to cover that up. Notice that I've been doing a lot of DSP lately. Are we having very shy moments here this morning, girls? Or this afternoon? You're very quiet, unless there is conversation happening and I am not seeing it. Okay, I've got that down, and I am going to just use my Tombow, and I'm going to adhere that onto my card base. Come on, Tombow. There we go. Oh, I know, Karen, I love this DSP too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this, and I'm a little bit off here. I'm going to place this, and I want kind of equal distance on this side and that side of my Smokey Slate, okay? I'm not worried about it more there. I just want that kind of equal distance. And you don't have to. I mean, that's not a rule. There's no rules when it comes to card making. No rules at all. It's very quiet today in Facebook land, it seems. And I know I had that panel somewhere, and I don't know what I've done with it. And surely I've got a strip of black somewhere. Surely. Not organized today. So what did I say this was? I think I said it was 3 inches. Does anybody remember this little strip of black? 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. That looks about right, and it really wouldn't matter anyway. I'm going to go 7/8 of an inch. I'm going to go 7/8 of an inch, and it's totally a different size. So this must be 3.5, which is okay, because not every card needs to be the same. So when you're creating at your place, does your room explode like mine? Who saw my impromptu live the other day? If you didn't, you're going to have to go take a look at it. And you know what? Where did I put? Wow, girls. Not doing so hot here. I have to go get some basic black and some Whisper White. And actually, it's not called Whisper White anymore, is it? It is called Basic White. Oh, I'm glad that I'm not the only one with a messy area. Okay, So I've got that. So I'll be ready when I need that, which is actually right now. So I need, because my tutorial is tucked away, I'm gonna go about, let's see, I'm gonna cut my basic white and my basic black 3 inches square. And I don't think that is the right size. And I'm gonna do it at the same time. You know what? I probably have a 3x3 in my caddy. Let's do this both at the same time. I wouldn't normally advise that because you're not gonna get a really nice, see how jaggedy that is? Do you see how jaggedy it is? But I'm gonna be cutting it out anyway. So for time's sake, that's what I'm doing. Okay, I am going to take from the layering circles, I'm going to take this circle, and you can see that that die, there's just going to be a little bit of it sticking out. So let's get my little mini embossing machine, which I'm loving. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. It's so compact and small. It's light. I could take it to the lake very easily. Obviously, not all the dies are going to fit in there. Okay, let's run that through. Sorry if I'm shaking. It's not me. So that is ready. And now let's get the scallop. Whoop. Let's pick up the scallop and let's do the same with the scallop. Karen, that's so crazy. You know how sometimes we have this preconceived notion, and I just cannot fathom your craft table being messy. Sorry, there goes my phone is jiggling. I'm trying so hard. This is not hard to use, but I'm just trying so hard to not jiggle the table as I go. So that is ready to go. I can tuck those dies away, and I like to call this my baby boss. The big one is called the Big Boss, and that's called my baby boss. Let's grab our Stamparatus. I've been busy prepping for my February class to go using In Bloom, which is beautiful. And the dies are stunning. They are full of little, what did I use there? You know what? Let's change it up. I used this image. Let's use the poppies on this. Okay, just like so. Yeah, all of the dies on the that go with the In Bloom stamp set, and off the top of my head it has escaped me. They all have hi Carol, welcome here. Give that a little massage. This is what we're creating, Carol. Which is what I used for my Mystery Stampin' Hour, and I was telling everyone that if you create a card, that didn't go right there. Let me just give that a little bit of a press. If you create a card following the sketch, post your card on my Facebook page where I do share about if you I can't talk. If you create a card, I will enter your name also for a draw next week. So you can enter your name twice. You get one name in for sharing and let me know that you have, and you get another entry for creating a card and posting it on Facebook. I was telling the girls that I am not going to post it for you, so please do not send me your picture saying, can you post this for me? Because now that's a whole nother thing that I need to do. Again, I'm going to keep this a sympathy just because I have none, and I do not like creating a sympathy when I need it. And I'm going to have to put that up there. I'm going to pick that up with my Stamparatus. Thanks, Carol. I will write your name down. And I'm just looking to see if I'm square, and I believe I am. Let's put your name down, Carol, right now. And I'll pop you into that little tin for next week. Carol SS. So Carol, you won the draw a few weeks ago, and I guess it took almost 2 weeks to get your card, because I sent it am I upside down? You know what? Remember my trick? I'm too nervous to go down on here. I'm going to take my window sheet. I think I am. No, I'm not. So I put my window sheet right in the corner, and this is going to show me where my sentiment is going to be, and I love that placement. But now this is really wet, so you got to tuck that away so you don't accidentally stick your fingers in it. Ask me how I know that. Let's get our sending prayers on here, and then we're going to get our I want that to be dry. We're going to grab our blending brush. Your first time getting mail from Canada? Oh, welcome. Yay. I hope you get more mail from Canada, Carol. I have your address now. I know where to find you. I know where to find you. That was so fun to do that. I really enjoyed that. Sorry for all this cleaning up as I go here. I just don't want my fingers to get set in some memento. Okay, my scratch paper. Where did my, there it is. Okay, let's grab our brush. I've got a little bit of Smokey Slate on there, and we're going to ink it up with even more Smokey Slate. I want to stay just on the edges, okay? Oh, Carol, that's so good. I'm glad you were excited. It's funny, Carol and I have been watching Facebook Lives, and often I'm like, oh, Carol's here. Hi, Carol. We've been following each other. So I just want to stay on my edges. And then I'm going to show you another little ditty that I've never done before on a live. I'm just going on my scratch pad first. I have a feeling my Smokey Slate needs to be re-inked. Carol, we are like family, and you know what? That's what I'm really starting to meet so many really neat people because of Facebook. And Carol, you being one of them. And I think right now all of the other girls that are on my live here actually come to my in-person classes. So it's like we have all found new friends. This will clean up super, super nicely under warm water. No soap, just warm water. And then you know what I do? I set it in my little mason jar, and that's where I keep my blends. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That is going to go down onto our black scallop. Like so. So stick around to the end, ladies. I've got my draw to do from last week, but I also have another little project that I want to do with you. We're going to put dimensionals behind that. Carol, I can't remember if you came to my impromptu live here earlier this week when I showed the mess of my studio. Yeah, I love the brushing too. It's really neat. So Carol, I'm only asking you that because if you haven't, you should go look. I decided to humble myself and to show everybody what my little studio actually looks like. And there's no right or wrong where you place this. Like I said earlier, with the sketch for the Mystery Stampin' Hour, it's only ever just a suggestion. Then I grabbed the matte black dots, and these are amazing. Whoop! Absolutely amazing. They're gorgeous. And I'm just going to stick with the little ones. I'm going to put one here. Oh, Carol, it's hilarious. It was just, I can't believe I was showing people. Where do I place this one, girls? Do we want it down here on the Smokey Slate? I'm going to do 3. I put this one here on the black, but it totally gets lost. It can go here or here, and I think I want another one up in here. So I need suggestions. Smokey Slate down here, yay or nay? Yay or nay? I think it will be a yay. That's my impression anyway. I like that. It looks like I'm frozen, but I'm not. Or am I? Am I frozen? Oh, no, I'm not. On the round. Yeah, Karen, I'm doing another one on the round. Like here or here. I'm going to put this one down here on the slate. And now the other one, where do I want it? Do I want it number 1 or number 2? Where do I want this one? Number 1 or number 2? I think I like it here. Yep, that's what I was going to go. Okay, but I don't want to go in a straight line with that. So I'm going to move it. Just see what I mean? Like, I didn't want this coming in a straight line. Okay, so there's my little triangle. Yay, we all voted for number 1. I forgot to do one other little thing. This was the thing that I was talking about. I want you to take your, these are not my blends. These are my Stampin' Right markers. I'm going to take my basic black, okay, and I'm going to move that out of the way. I need a scratch paper, and I am going to flick on, you have a bullet tip and you have a brush tip. I'm going to take my brush tip, and I am going to flick. It's not really working, or you can go, no, it's not working. I'm not the best at this whole flicking technique. Okay, I can see it happening now. So I'm just taking my brush and I am flicking it in the lid. Okay, so see all those little splatters? I don't know if you could see that. It looks like I'm hiccuping. See all those little splatters? I love that. I love that. And yes, there is my triangle, Carol. You are exactly right. Okay, so that is the card that I created using the sketch. The reason why I do not have a black panel behind this one is because I thought I was ready for my live and I wasn't, and it wasn't already cut. And so I didn't want to jump around. I did enough jumping around already. Who's ready for project number 2? Thanks, Lucy. Thanks, Chris. So that's the flicking technique. And I mean, the dots are really, really slight. You can see them on both cards. I have more sponging on this, or more brushing on this one. And you can just see the little dots. Now that's not with your blends. That's with a Stampin' Right marker. Okay, here we go. Project number 2 is a little triangle box. Okay, and I have my cheat sheet with me. So see how it's gusseted here? Okay. And all this is, this design paper here, I'm a mess, is just a little belly band. And this will hold 2 Ferrero Rochers, or what's that other kind of like round chocolate thing? I only had one, so I only put one in. But you're going to fold your top back up and you're going to slip the belly band back onto it. Okay? So let's see how I created this little goodie. And it's super, super, super simple. I really struggled with it not having a handle or anything like that. But you know what? It's just a really quick, super quick. So if you're creating, like I have a girlfriend who has done a lot of beautiful gifts for the people living in her parents' complex. And this would be a great idea for just, but it takes 2 Ferrero Rochers. You would have to just chop it down in half if you wanted to make it smaller. Okay, so this is my prototype. Here we go. Here's what I did. You can take a screenshot if you would like. I did this. I think that will be all in camera. It's fairly light, but you would zoom into it after you take a screenshot. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. You're going to take your design paper. Did everybody get a shot of that? If anybody wanted a screenshot, I don't know if I moved it too quick. So if you took a screenshot, well, say that fast 10 times, you have the image, but now grab a pen or a pencil and a paper, and you could also write this down, okay? So we're going to take our Simply Scored machine, and if there's anybody here who does not know how this works, there's an arm that actually lifts out, okay? So now you can go up to 17 inches. Well, it's marked 17 inches, but you could even go beyond, okay? So you're going to take a piece of cardstock, and this cardstock is Misty Moonlight, and it measures 4 inches by 11 inches, okay? So your cardstock is 4 inches by 11 inches, okay? You are going to score, and I don't have to because I've done it all already. You are going to score, everybody ready? 4 by 11 for your cardstock. You're going to score at 3.5. You're going to score at 5 1/4, 8 3/4, and then 10 1/2, which gives you just a little 1/2 inch on that side, okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to make a little tick mark, okay? Make a little tick mark at 4 3/8, okay? So you can make a little tick mark by going, make sure that you use your score. You can just go like this and make a little tick mark, or you can take a little pencil and you can mark 4 3/8, and then your second tick mark is going to be 9 5/8. And again, there's my 9 5/8. You can either go back and forth with the score blade and make a little tick mark there, okay? Now what we're going to do, and that's what this is all about here, okay? There's my tick mark, and there's my tick mark, okay? Now I've got my tick marks here. Now I'm going to flip this around, and I am going to score. Tick marks are here. I'm going to score at 2 3/4, okay? So I've already scored at 2 3/4. Your tick marks are at the top. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find that tick mark, okay? Let me show you on here. You're going to find the tick mark, and here's where we scored, and you're going to score down to here, find that tick mark, and score down to the other score line, okay? Now I have not done that yet. So I need to, my score line is right here, and my tick mark is up there. I want to line that up. So lining that up, make sure you're using your score. I'm going to flip that around. There's my tick mark, and there's my other score right here and right there. I want to make sure I'm in my track properly, and we're going to do the same thing here. Here's my tick mark, and there's my other score line. Score line, tick mark. Is everybody following me? Tick mark, score line, and tick mark. Are we good? I hope I haven't lost you yet. We're just going to tuck that away for now. Now, as per your template, okay, so here we are. I've got this little section here, right, that I want to cut away. So you're going to cut away that area right there, okay? Makes sense? It's coming together. So now my tick marks are at the top. My 2 3/4 score is down here. I've cut that section away, okay, right here. I've cut that away. And now what I want to do is, see where I wrote the word snip? We're going to snip. So I am going to snip on this score line to that score line. Snip that score line to that score line. I'm just going straight up and following my score lines. And there you go. Okay. I am going to put a strip of tear and tape on my little 1/2 inch area. Okay. Like so. And you know what? This video, you can always rewatch it again. You want to, don't remove that. Don't remove that. We want to burnish, okay? Let's get a nice burnish on all of that, okay? Now remember our diagonals? Let's burnish those too. That one. And don't worry that it looks wonky here. It's still going to come together. Yeah. Thanks, Carol. I actually did not do that on purpose. I had on kind of like a, I don't know, kind of a burgundy red-ish. So I wanted to change it this time around. And I actually did realize that. Okay, so now all my score lines are burnished, okay? Now, pay attention here, okay? Remember how I've got my tear and tape here? Let's take the cover off of the tear and tape, okay? And now I want you to fold that flap in like so, okay? And now if we fold this over, it's going to meet exactly there. Got it? So now we've got a box. Now, what I want you to do, oh, and you know what? This is not mine. I found this on, I should have written her name down, Lori Heil. And I forget where it was that she said she found it. And I did a few things different. What I like to do is, now I want to miter my corners, okay? I'm just all about mitering. So if I fold this in half, naturally where my score lines are, I can get a nice small miter right there. And I just mitered 2 of them. Fold it again and do the same thing. A nice little miter here. Fold it again, so that's 2. There's my 3rd miter, and here's my 4th miter. There we go. So now all of these corners have been mitered, okay? Let's get some tear and tape. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I love my tear and tape. I want to make sure that I don't go past where I mitered, okay? So you do want to pay attention to that. Whoops, as I push it there. And so just on your little flap, okay? I'm going to fold it this way and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go fairly close to my edge, but not over. Whoops, look what I did. Ah! I wasn't holding down my ruler nice and tight like I normally do. Who's going to make this project? And who is going to post a picture of their Mystery Hour card that they've done? Now, I don't know that I need one in. You know what, though? It's a box. Let's put another one in the center. Let's just do it. So I like to lay my tape down. I like to take my ruler. I press hard on my ruler, and then I just lift up with my tear and tape. Oh, Lucy, I'm glad. I want to see. I want to see your project. You know what? Girls, I want you to... I'm bossy pants today. Bossing you around and telling you what to do. I want you to post your card that you've done following the Mystery Stampin' Hour sketch. And if you create this little box, I want you to post that too. Now, I'm not going to post it for you. You have to post it. I removed all of the covers off of this one. Let's just fold that flap down and let's sorry, I don't think I was in the camera there. Give that a little massage. Oh. Let's remove these. I should have done them both at the same time, I think. I used Tombow on my prototype, and I didn't really like it because I kind of got sticky. Okay, so there we go. Down, and I'm going to give the, and now I want to put a little strip here. So I've got my 3 strips on my flap, and then I brought one flap down onto it. But now on this flap, I want one little strip of tear and tape, okay? Whoops. One little strip of tear and tape. I want to see a picture of what you created, and I'll put your name in the draw. So you know what? You have a chance to have your name in 3 times for next week. Once if you shared. Oh, hi, Tracy. Welcome here. I will put you down. I will put you down as shared. I will do that right now. So there we go. So that's done. Let's give that a little massage in there. Tracy, let me do that right now. So Tracy, I was telling everybody that Tracy MW, if you post a picture of the card that you created using the Mystery Hour sketch, you will also get your name in the draw next week, as well as sharing. And if you create this little box, you will also get your name in for sharing. So there is a link. I think it's the post, I think, that I did just before my live where I said, what will you create, or something like that. Post your pictures in there, and then just look back on this live, Tracy, and you'll get the instructions for this. Okay, so now let's, if you fold, because remember these score lines here with the diagonal, if I go like this, there's my gussets, okay? There's my gusset on one side and my gusset on the other side. Now, we want to put our DSP to make our belly band. Now, when I make my belly band, I don't like to score it because I always get too tight of a belly band and nothing opens. So I like to just fold it, and that's where I find my score lines. So I fold it at the top, then I fold it here, and I fold it again. And you know what? The dimensions of this DSP are 3 inches by 8. Okay, so now that I've got my fold lines, now I can go ahead and burnish. But I don't like to use my score machine and measure, because I just never get a nice belly band, ever. I have had many arguments with belly bands. Okay, so there's my belly band. You want to make sure that your seam is either going to be at the, either at the back or underneath, okay? So I want to make sure that my adhesive, so I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to put a strip of tear and tape on the inside at the bottom, okay? How is everybody doing? I have a feeling it's just been a long week for everyone because you're all so quiet today. Now, let's remove that, but when you remove your tear and tape, you want to use your little box as your guide, okay? Because you want it a certain depth, okay? So I'm kind of holding it all in here. I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, remove my backing, and then I'm just going to bring this up like so. And there's my belly band, okay? And so it's snug, but it shouldn't be so tight, kind of like what I just did. Oh no, so tight. There you go. It's pretty tight, girls. It's pretty tight. So you want to be careful. Oh, my husband is home. So there we go. Let's push that back on. So this is just a little strip of Misty Moonlight, and it's 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I ran it through my brick and mortar embossing folder. I just wanted a little bit of dimension on it. It's so cute, which is the same thing that I did here. The exact same thing. Now I'm going to pull out my Tombow. Okay? Let's get a little bit of Tombow on there. I want to make sure that this stays only on the belly band. I don't want it on my little box because then it's not going to open up at all. Okay, there you go. So that is going to slip off. Okay. Now I fussy cut the flowers from this DSP, and that DSP is free with a $60 order if you're in Canada. It's a $50 order if you're in the States. And this is the Flower and Field DSP. It's so cute. And lots of really nice little elements that you can fussy cut. Sorry for all of you non-fussy cut lovers out there, because I know for a fact that there are a few. Okay, I'm going to grab, whoops, those are embellishments, not, where did my dimensionals go? There they are. Let's grab some minis. Let's grab some minis. Just about ready to do the draw for last week's sharing. And this week you have an opportunity to have your name in there 3 times. Okay, 2 I want dimensionals, 1 I don't. And I'm going to put the dimensionaled one down first, just one of them, because I want to eyeball. I want to kind of see, whoops, that, oh no, it moved when I wasn't looking. See how it's super crooked. Well, you know what? I can't do anything about it now. It's going to go on there crooked. So let's see if we can just try to make it seem a little balanced. That's going to bug me. See how crooked that is? I didn't notice when I put it down that my little panel actually moved. Let's put some Tombow behind that one. And again, you want to make sure that you're staying on your belly band. It is a big belly band, so you've got lots of place to play. So that one's going to go down there. Let's remove this backing on our third little fussy cut flower. And you know what? I think I want some of the leaves. And there you go. So there's my crooked belly band. It's so cute. And again, you're going to just slip the belly band off and you can fit 2 Ferrero Rochers in there. And you know what? Whoever receives this box would never know that it was crooked in the first place, right? They'll think, oh, well, that's interesting that that happened that way. So here's my prototype, and here's the one that I just did. I'm going to have to put some more adhesive behind there because I tried to pick it up. So there is the little, so with all the dimensionals that you wrote down, just so that that doesn't get lost in the shuffle and you think, what was that? That is your triangle box, okay? So there's your template. If you want to take a picture of it, thank you, Karen. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get my little container. And actually, for my shares this week, I have Tracy M, Carol SS, Karen P, Gail M, Lucy B, and Kathy P has already submitted a card on my Facebook page feed showing the card that she created using the mystery Stampin' Hour sketch. Okay, so that is another way of getting your name in next week, right? Create the box, the triangle box, or create a card using the sketch, and I will enter your name in the draw, okay? So the draw for this week, whoops, clink, 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 is, and these are the names that were submitted last week: Barb M, Tracy M.W., Connie K, Lucy B, Susan F.P., Carol S.S. And last week's winner, oh, I can't remember, I can't remember who last week's winner was, but the week before that was Carol S.S., and she had said in this feed that it was the first time she got mail from Canada. So I thought that was pretty sweet. I was so happy to do that. Okay, the camera's going to come up while I do this draw, okay? So I'm going to try not to jiggle everywhere. And hopefully I'm not like super close and annoyingly close. And I love my new tripod. Okay, let's back away a little bit. So here's my bucket with all the names. I sit on an exercise ball. That's why I'm bouncy. Okay, I'm not looking. I am not looking in here. And let's see. Who is the winner for this week? Drum roll, please. Oh, you shared last week too, Karen. I think I mentioned your name. Lucy, Connie. Thank you for saying so. I'm glad I paused. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so Karen, I will add your name for last week. Did I forget anybody else? Gail, no, I didn't mention your name. Okay, I missed that. And Gail. Okay, so all of the names are going to go back in the bin. Okay, so Gail and Karen, your names have been added. Okay, so Gail and Karen, Barb M, Tracy M, Lucy B, Connie K, Carol S, and Susan FP. Okay, so now I've got everybody in there. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And the winner is, for this week, the winner is, and I've got one, Karen P. Glad you mentioned that I forgot your name. So Karen, I will give you, well, you know what? I'm going to let you choose. Do you want my prototype or do you want the one that I did today? Which box would you like, my friend? And yeah, my nail polish really does match. Which one do you want? And that's the one that's going to come your way. I will tuck that away with your, I think you have some card kits here that you need to pick up for class. Doesn't matter. Okay. Well, you know what? This one has the Ferrero Rocher in there, so guess what? You're going to get a Ferrero Rocher. There you go, Karen. So that will be ready to pick up with your card kit for next week. Here are the names for this week's share. If you want your name in there more than once, create the box, post a picture on my Facebook page, create the card, post the card on my Facebook page, and there's my mic. I keep forgetting to bring my mic down. So girls, when I bring the camera up, if all of a sudden you can't hear me because my mic is actually facing backwards, let me know, okay? So if you share, you get your name in my little tin can. Take those names out, put the new names in. If you post a picture of the Mystery Stampin' Hour card, you get your name in there again. And if you post a picture of the little triangle box, you get your name in there again. So 3 chances to win next week. So with this, I am going to bid you adieu. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Thank you so much for popping by. And it's always a pleasure to hang with you girls. It really is. It makes my day. It really does. As I reach around here so that when I bring the camera down, it looks a little nicer. So thanks again for popping by. I really enjoy my time with you, and I hope you've enjoyed your time here too. And I hope you have left inspired. Have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. It's almost here. Talk to you later. Bye.